When it comes to your relationship, are you a giver or are you a taker? Now, hopefully, none of you guys admit that, hey, I'm a taker. Because if you are, you should be ashamed of yourself. You want to focus on being a giver. And if both of you strive to give to the relationship, your relationship can thrive in harmony and prosperity of love. And and I want you to really stop and think about that because see, a lot of givers that I see, they're followers by nature and they follow their partner's example. So if your partner is not a good leader, or let's suppose maybe they are heavy on the taker end of things, what happens is the giver starts doing the math on that and they're like, hey, wait a minute, I'm doing more than my partner. And they start getting resentful. And so this same person who probably had a very generous heart, very giving, going the extra mile and then some, all of a sudden they start getting mad and resentful and go, man, this is messed up. I'm the only one giving. And so what happens is this giver who had been flowing with the universe has all of a sudden now become log jammed and they're holding on to a lot of anger and resentment. So givers, you need to stay true to your nature. So if your nature is to give, I encourage you to make sure you stay true to that nature. Now, if your relationship is lopsided and you're with a partner who wants you to be their mother or some other kind of twisted scenario like that, well, then you need to have a strong conversation with them before it gets out of hand anymore. A lot of givers, they don't like conflict. They don't want to get caught up in all of that. But if you keep letting the situation go unattended to, it may never get better. Because unfortunately, there are some people on this planet who will take and take and take and take and take until you're exhausted. And you know what they do then? When you get finally fed up and you kick them out, they just go out and find somebody else to leech off of. And it becomes this pattern of they just seek out people to take care of them. So, but a lot of times these relationships can be salvaged if you'll address the problem on the front end. Hey, wait a minute, this is not equally being distributed, and if you really want to stay in this relationship, you need to tighten it up now. Um, Sometimes that's how therapy can be helpful, is helping you work through these things so it doesn't end up being a problem. So, so givers, the point I'm trying to make here today is stay true to your nature. If you're a giver, stay true to yourself. Shakespeare had a really good quote that said, to thy own self be true. And so if you're a giver, you stay true to that. And if your partner does do something thoughtful, and maybe y'all trying to reverse this pattern, I want you to be extremely generous in response to that. So anything they do, maybe double it because that's just who you are. That's what great partners do. Thank y'all for tuning in.